Hello everyone and welcome back to My Opinion. In this video, I'll be previewing the third ODI of the series played between India and Afghanistan. This match will be taking place in Chennai. Let's get into this preview. Starting off with the conditions, I'll be reading out stats based off the events of the last 6 ODIs at this venue, and the trends are as follows. Batting first has yielded 2 wins, batting second has yielded 4 wins, the average first inning score being 258, the average second inning score being 232, pace economy being 5.62, spin economy 5.2, pace wickets 51, spin wickets 36. Starting off with batting first versus batting second, the trends show that there have been 4 wins out of 6 in the last 6 matches. However, if you compare the nature of those wins to the wins that you get when batting first, the wins batting first have been by a more convincing margin. For example, New Zealand scoring 288, Afghanistan scoring 139, Australia scoring 269 and India scoring 248. The chasing wins have been India scoring 201, chasing down 199 posted by Australia. And then Bangladesh scored 245, New Zealand scored 248. So it's been where if you get a sort of middling score, middling to low score, then the team batting second can chase it down. 270 and 280 have been chased in the last 6 matches, where Afghanistan chased down 286 against Pakistan. And then South Africa chased down 270 against Pakistan, but I thought Pakistan didn't bowl well on both those occasions. So in my view, if you bat first and score 300, then you've got a good chance of winning. And for the seamers at this venue, they won't get as much assistance as in Dharamshala and in Lucknow, but I think teams tend to, and I feel seamers will fare better in the power play than the spinners, but the spinners will come into play in the middle overs. Now, for Afghanistan, given their seam bowling resources, you don't know whether Omar Zai will play this match. He was unbowled, so he didn't play the previous match. You may think they'd bowl a lot of spin in the power play. Since India have got the seamers, they may bowl seamers for the power play overs, and then you've got the spinners to bowl in the middle overs. So that's on batting first versus batting second. And on the wicket split, a lot of teams that have toured India have bowled with seamers more than spinners, and in spite of that 51-36, when considering in some other venues it's been 65-30 to the seamers, I think it shows that the spinners, in spite of bowling less, they have picked up many wickets for the overs that they have bowled. So I feel if you win the toss and bat first in terms of generally looking to win the match and score 300, you've got power play seamers, and then you've got the spinners to bowl in the middle overs, then you're setting yourself up to win the match. But according to India's perspective, I think since they have won this series, what I think India should do is they should test themselves and they should bowl first if they win the toss. Afghanistan have got to bat first. Their template is scoring 280 and looking to defend that. This is what I think both those teams should do. And now let's get into the playing 11s. Starting off with India, this is how it go. Jaspreet Jaiswal, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Shreyas Iyer, Nitish Kumar Reddy if fit, KL Rahul, Washington Sundar, Harsh Dubey, Gurnur Brar, Kuldeep Yadav, Prince Yadav. And Gurnur Brar has made his debut during this series and he's bowled well. Prince Yadav made his debut the previous match. Harshdeep Singh most likely is looking like the second seamer who will play in the 2027 World Cup 11. So I've rested him and I've brought back Nitish Kumar Reddy if he's fit, because this is the opportunity to test whether he can bowl in the power play, to what extent he can bowl in the power play. There won't be as much assistance for the seamers as there would be in Dharamshala and Lucknow. But I think if he's the support bowler to Gurnur Brar and Prince Yadav, it'd be a good exposure for him to see what he can offer at the ODI level bowling in the first 10 overs. So that's why I've gone for that. And if he isn't fit, then I think you've got to play Ishan Kishan at the batting slot. But if Nitish Kumar Reddy is fit, I think he should be the third seamer. And I've batted him at number 5. So if he gets a good opportunity to bat, then I said in the preview of the first ODI, it'd be the biggest gain for you if Nitish Kumar Reddy gets an ample opportunity to bat and bowl. And if he didn't play in the second ODI, and I think if he gets an opportunity, if he's fit to play this match, it'd be a big positive for India. Jaspreet Jaiswal, he was only given his opportunity in the second ODI, so I've gone with him to open, and Shubman Gill can bat at 3. Shreyas Iyer, he's in managing runs in this series. I think the previous match he tried to accelerate at the end when India already got to 340 for 3 or so, and then he was dismissed. So Usually, I'd say within the first 12 overs of an ODI, Shreyas Iyer should not walk out to bat because of his weakness against the seaming ball. But in this case, Afghanistan's seam attack is not the strongest, and you don't know whether Omarzai will play. So even if India lose 2 wickets early, I will send out Shreyas Iyer to test him as well, where the ball won't seam around much, but he will be facing seamers within the first 2 overs and to test how he will go in that situation. And I think he will do well because I think he'll be looking for a big score in this match. KL Rahul, I've given in the keeping gloves and for him to bat at 6. I've rested Ishan Kishan because I feel Ishan Kishan, you saw the destructive century he scored in the previous match. KL Rahul has not got much batting time, and I don't think he necessarily needs as much batting time given as well how he's batting, but I think that you don't want the players who are definitely going to start to not have batting time, so I feel like I've got him at number 6 for now. And if Nitish Kumar Reddy isn't fit or if he doesn't take his opportunity, then KL Rahul will get more of a batting time, and that's the reason why I've got him at number 6 to be the keeper. And I've played the 3 spinners because Harsh Dubey didn't have a great debut. Washington Sundar bowled well the previous match. Kuldeep Yadav was bowled back the previous match and he bowled well. So like this is how I think India should go. And if they win the toss, they've got to bowl first to test themselves. Now let's get to Afghanistan. Afghanistan's 11 will be Rahmanullah Gurbaz, Ibrahim Zadran, Sadiqullah Atal, Rahmat Shah, Hashmatullah Shahidi, Azmatullah Omarzai fit, Rashid Khan, Mohammad Nabi, Nangiala Karoti, Allah Ghazanfar, Ziaur Rahman. Now, out of the 3 inexperienced seamers, Mohammad Salim, Bilal Sami played the previous match and it didn't go well for them. So I've brought back Ziaur Rahman. And Nangiala Karoti, he didn't have a good match the previous match. Yes, it says 4 for 76, but a lot of those wickets were at the end when India were trying to get more than already what was a winning score. So I've gone for him in his team because the seam resources in the squad are not the strongest. And so I think if you've got Omarzai, if he's fit, and you've got one of the 3 inexperienced seamers, Afghanistan have got to stick to their strengths, which is spin. So I'll be playing both Nabi and Karoti, and Nabi has got to play. I don't know why they left him out in the previous match. And this is how I think they should go. I think Allah Ghazanfar will once again bowl in the power play. Yes, Shubman Gill's a fantastic player, spinner, and Allah Ghazanfar bowled full the previous match. Shubman Gill capitalized, but I don't think Afghanistan have got much of an option here. If Omarzai plays, I think the other bowler who they may try out Ziaur Rahman, but if he goes to runs, I think very quickly Allah Ghazanfar will come onto bowl. So I don't think there'll be much of an option for Afghanistan in that case. They may have to use more spin in the power play. And I think the biggest thing for them is if you look at who's on the bench, if Azmatullah Omarzai isn't fit, Darvish Suli, I think he got a hamstring injury, it looked like from the previous match. Ikram Ali Khan will take Omarzai's place at number 6. So I won't talk much about the team composition, but what I will say is if they win the toss, they've got to bat first. Their template is scoring 280 and looking to defend it. And you saw the previous match, they gifted an advantage to India and India took that advantage. So I think if Afghanistan, they've won the toss, they've got to bat first. Now let's get to who has got the edge depending on the conditions. In Chennai, the ball not seam around as much as a Lucknow or Dharamshala. So I think you can get that 55-run mark in the power play. Which top 4 will get you there? For India, SP Jaiswal, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Shreyas Iyer. And for Afghanistan, Rahmanullah Gurbaz, Ibrahim Zadran, Sadiqullah Atal, and Rahmat Shah. Yashasvi Jaiswal bats aggressively. Rohit Sharma also bats aggressively. Shubman Gill in fantastic form. Shreyas Iyer, I think he'll be looking to score big. I think he'll also bat aggressively. And Rahmanullah Gurbaz has done well in this series, bats aggressively. Ibrahim Zadran, a class player. Sadiqullah Atal can play both roles. Rahmat Shah is a class player. I still think Afghanistan can get to 55 because I think you've got 2 players who capitalize on bad balls, and Sadiqullah Atal can play a dual role and Gurbaz will play an offensive role. So I still think Afghanistan can get to 55, but India have got better seam resources than Afghanistan, and I think are the best players of spin and white ball cricket, especially Shubman Gill. I think is probably the best player of spin in the world, whichever format he plays. So I think India have got an edge, whoever Afghanistan bowl in the power play. And the middle order for India, Nitish Kumar Reddy have fit, KL Rahul, Washington Sundar, Harsh Dubey. Compared to Afghanistan, Hashmatullah Shahidi, Azmatullah Omarzai, Rashid Khan, Mohammad Nabi. Rashid Khan's batting has not been what it was a couple of years ago, and Mohammad Nabi's batting has also not been to the same extent as it was before. So India have got the middle order edge. And then for the seamers, Gurnur Brad, Prince Yadav, Nitish Kumar Reddy for India, compared with Azmatullah Omarzai, and you think only one seaman, Ziaur Rahman. So India have got the edge there. And then the spinners, Washington Sundar, Harsh Dubey, Kuldeep Yadav for India, compared to Afghanistan, Rashid Khan, Mohammad Nabi, Nangalia Karoti, Allah Gazanfar. Now, for the first two matches, I gave an edge to Afghanistan. But looking at what has happened in this series, Rashid Khan, he picked up wickets the previous match. He's not the same as what he was before. Mohammad Nabi, I don't know why they dropped in the previous match. They bring him back. They should bring him back in this match. Nangalia Karoti did not bowl well the previous match. And Gazanfar, I wouldn't say he's in bowling badly, but you've got players such as Shubman Gill who will be bowling too when he's bowling with a new ball, who are fantastic players of spin. And that's why I think India have got the spinners where Washington bowled well the previous match. Kuldeep bowled well the previous match. And Harsh Dubey, I think he's got the assistance in Chennai, I think can help him in this match. I've gone with India to take the edge in all the parameters. India are favourites to win this match according to me. Let's see what happens. If you enjoy this video, subscribe, share, friends. This is my opinion. What's yours?